Let's say that you intend to build or have built a certain amount of wealth, say 100. The question on your mind is this enough to retire and be financially free? So let's say your annual expenses are 4, which means if you do not have any income, you will need to withdraw 4% of the corpus that you have built. If you keep withdrawing 4% every year, you will run out of money in 25 years. Of course, your expenses do not stay the same every year. Due to inflation, let's assume 6%, your expenses will go up over time. Which means if you withdrew 4% the first year, you will have to withdraw 4.24% the next year, 4.5% in the third year, and so on. So if you account for inflation, your wealth will only last 16 years. But your money is not sitting idle. Let's say it's earning a nominal amount of 6%, even if you put it in fixed deposits. So in this case, even if you withdraw 4% in the first year, 4.24% in the second year, your wealth would have grown a little bit because you would have got 6% returns as well. And in the third year, when you withdraw 4.5%, your wealth would have grown to 103 plus. And in this scenario, your wealth will run out in 25 years. This is exactly the same as the original example because your returns are equal to inflation. Now, what happens if your returns are higher? Let's say 8%. If you do the math in this case, your wealth will last for 34 years, which is not too bad. Now let's say your returns are 10%. That is, your wealth corpus earns 10% annual returns. In this case, you spend 4% in the first year, 4.24% in the second year because inflation is still taken as 6%. But your wealth has grown by 10% overall. And it's grown to 105 plus after 1 year. In the third year, you spend 4.5%, but your wealth has grown to 111 plus, and so on. In this case, your wealth will last almost forever. If you do the math, it's 77 years, which is a pretty long time. So what does all of this mean? It means that for your wealth corpus to be enough to retire, your returns on your wealth every year has to be greater than the withdrawal rate plus inflation. If your returns are greater than equal to your withdrawal rate plus inflation, your withdrawal rate has to be less than equal to returns minus inflation. In the example where inflation was 6% and your returns were 10%, the withdrawal rate of 4% was exactly equal to returns minus inflation. Which means in this case, your wealth corpus required is 25x your annual expenses. In the case where returns were 8%, the difference between your returns and inflation is 2%. So your withdrawal rate has to be less than equal to 2%, which means the wealth corpus you need is 50x your annual expenses. So to determine how much is enough, determine the average expected returns that you feel comfortable with. Subtract inflation from that, and that is your permissible withdrawal rate. And if you want to know how I retired at 39, watch this video.